I was in the shower.
My twin sister and I moved into an old duplex a couple of weeks ago, in a unit above two other young women. We got an amazing deal on the rent, considering that this is a nice neighborhood full of wealthy families and a very low crime rate. It's super nice, hardwood floors, exposed walls, and more storage space than we even knew what to do with. Giant closets in literally every room. My sister and I felt safe and quickly settled in. A few nights ago, I was in the bathroom taking a shower. My sister was in her bedroom on her laptop. Even though I felt reasonably safe in my home, I always made sure that the doors were locked, deadbolted. And since we live on the upper level, I had no worries about people coming in through the windows or anything like that. My sister had forgotten to lock up after leaving a couple of times since we'd moved in, but fortunately it didn't look like anyone had let themselves in or anything like that. In my old neighborhood, that was basically begging to get burglarized. At the moment, at least, our place was secure. So I'm taking my shower and just kind of spacing out. Our shower is one of those ones that's a bathtub with a wraparound shower curtain. The curtain facing the door is opaque, and the curtain facing the wall in the closet of the bathroom is clear. I turned around to rinse the shampoo out of my hair just in time to see the bathroom's closet door fly open, banging against the wall. I'd like to say that my survival instincts kicked in, and I immediately got the hell out of there. But I just froze, my eyes going wide and my hands still in my soapy hair. A man sprinted out of the closet, barely even looking at me, and ran out of the bathroom and around the corner to where the front door in my sister's room was. I screamed my sister's name and scrambled out of the shower, barely even stopping to throw a towel on, and I sprinted out the door after him, worried he was going to try to hurt her or something. Before I even turned the corner, I heard the front door open and his quick steps down the stairs, and the opening and slamming of the front door as he ran out onto the street. My sister opened her door a second later, utterly confused, as I ran out to deadbolt our unit's door, shaking and crying, not able to string two words together. She put two and two together and phoned the police, who were there in less than 10 minutes. Since I only saw the man for a second and my sister didn't see him at all, the only description I could give was that he looked to be a white man in his 30s or 40s. He still hasn't been found, and I still have no idea what he was doing in my bathroom closet. He didn't rob us or try to hurt us, and he didn't look to be homeless or anything like that. So I really don't know why this happened. But regardless, my sister has gotten a lot better about locking our doors, and we don't feel nearly as safe as when we first moved in.
Pedophile grandpa of a playmate.
I'm a 13-year-old girl, and I have a very close friend and neighbor whom I used to hang out with almost every day. I am 1 year older than her, and I've known her for 6 years. Her grandparents, a couple in their late 60s, live a few doors away from their house, and they watch over her whenever her parents are still at work. My house is across theirs, so it's very easy for us to visit each other. Every day after school, My friend invites me to come over to her house to watch our favorite shows on TV or on YouTube. Her grandpa supervises us all the time. Then after 1 hour, we usually head over to my house to have dinner. My mom is a great cook and she likes it when my friend appreciates her cooking. This goes on for years. It has become a tradition. Sometimes my mom would send her grandparents some home-cooked meals too. Her grandma is sickly and doesn't cook much. They would then give us veggies from their backyard garden. Everything was going great till I hit puberty. Once I started showing signs of puberty, age 10, her grandpa paid me more attention. He started sending me text messages asking how my day was, etc. He would also give me hugs, call me my pretty girl, get upset when I can't have a play date with my friend, and would come knocking on our door when he hasn't seen me for 2 days straight, 'cause I'm busy with other stuff. 2 years have passed and he's paying me more and more attention. I told him once that he was creeping me out and he got all upset and pouted his lips like a kid. One day I told my mom about it, since she likes the old couple and even thought that they are marriage goals. She shrugged it off and told me I'm being paranoid. She said that maybe he just became attached to me and thinks of me as his grandkid too. I felt bad about it, so I sent him a text message apologizing for what I said. He gladly accepted my apology and came knocking on our door with a basket of goodies. Something about his smile still creeped me out, so I never let my guard down. He started calling me baby girl and asked me to call him BF, best friend, which is odd because his grandkid is my best friend. Every time I'm at my friend's house, he would sit between us and put his arms around me, and he would even rub his cheek on mine, which is so disturbing. One time I had a fight with my friend and I headed out the door. He grabbed my arm and forced me and my friend to say sorry to each other. I refused to say sorry and he grabbed my arm again and said, "I never want to lose you." He also walked me over to my house and when we were by the door, he puckered up and asked me for a kiss on the lips. I was like, what the fuck? This really isn't right. I got so grossed out and said no and went inside quickly. This time I really had enough. I told my dad and mom about him asking for a kiss. Finally, my mom realized he is not an innocent old man. My dad wanted to confront him, but me and my mom begged him not to because we don't want any trouble. They decided that I can't see my friend anymore since her grandpa will be hovering around me again. They didn't want to give him a reason to be around me. He would still show up at my doorstep once in a while and ask for me. My mom would answer the door with a fake smile on her face and tell him that I'm busy. I also changed my phone number so that he can't contact me. One thing that hurts was not being able to see my friend anymore. But I don't really know if she really likes me as a friend, or if her grandpa just forced her to be friends with me. 'Cause ever since I was forbidden to see her, I called her and said that I won't be able to hang out for a while. She didn't question me and just said, "Oh, okay." It is now awkward for me to go out in my yard. I freak out thinking he might see me and come talk to me. So now I keep myself busy with studies and extracurricular activities after school. Edit 1. He wasn't the first creep that I encountered. There was this guy in his early 20s around my neighborhood who followed me home once when I was 11. He thought I was 18 because I am pretty tall for my age. He apologized and never bothered me again. Funny thing was, my playmate's grandpa confronted the guy, even after he apologized. He also lectured me about creeps. Who knew he was a bigger creep than the guy in his 20s? Edit 2. I just remembered he was also into online games for kids. He downloaded this Line Play app, supposed to be for his grandkid to use, since she borrows his phone a lot. It is like a virtual reality where you can make an avatar. He ended up using it for himself, where he poses as a 15-year-old boy on his profile, probably to lure other kids who have no idea he is old. He used it to talk to me more and hang out with me in virtual parks. I deleted my account and I bet he still has his and is probably talking to other kids. Parents, check who your kids are talking to online. There are lots of creeps on gaming apps for kids. Creepy Grandpa, let's not meet again.
I was victorious.
3 years ago, when I was 17, female, in the month of November, I kept hearing scraping noises outside my window. I was on the second floor, so I automatically dismissed animals as the source of the noise. It happened every night for 3 days straight, but I was too afraid to pull back my curtains to see what it was. But the fourth night, I was absolutely sick of it. So when it started up again around 1 a.m. in the morning, I peeked outside of my window. I was met with the sight of a man in black, illuminated by the streetlights behind him. From my little corner of the window, he couldn't see me. I was horrified to see that the scratching noises that I kept hearing were him trying to stealthily open the locked screen on my window. I was stupid, and I didn't call 911, but I did the next best thing. Where I live, I have blackout curtains, which were currently covering my window, so he couldn't actually really even see if there was any light in my room. So I turned on my light and grabbed a mask, an anonymous mask, if you must know, Halloween. I got really close to the window and threw the curtains open. Man, did he look surprised and let out a yelp. Poor guy fell off the ladder he was on. Then I did call 911 because the reality had set in, and I realized how dangerous a situation it was. He somehow managed to limp off into the night before the police got there, and the police never did manage to find him. There had been reports of the same thing all over the neighborhood, all from teen girls' windows, but there was never any concrete proof, like a ladder and the gouges on my screen. Turns out he'd been taking the ladder from the garden shed each night, and admittedly, very quietly, had been trying to get into my room. I'm going to assume it wasn't a robbery and his intentions were much more worrying. But I think I really scared him, because he never came back.